And again, everything on the right is Boone Hall. You'll see some of their plots, their garden plots for crops. As I mentioned, they do U-pick planting as well as planting for their roadside farm stand.
Looks like strawberries.
When all the saints of God are gathered at home, we will tell the story how we overcome, and we understand it better by and by. Up north during the Great Migration, a Gula person is none other than a descendant of a slave. How they got you? They got you too by way of the Atlantic slave trade. You see, the first documented slave ship that came to America, it came in 1619, and other agriculture crops. They went to areas of Saul, Leon, Seneca, Ghana, and Gambia. They went with the intention of capturing and bringing back anywhere from 400 to 1,000 enslaved in one journey. That took time. They had whole cells built along the west coast of Africa, one of the main ones being Bunch Island. They were going to the various villages and they would capture people and bring them and put them at Bunch Island. Y'all see, however, each time they went into a different village, they got a different tribe that spoke a different language. You had the Mandinka, the Wolof, the Mindis, the Fufu, the Bantu, and several other different tribes. These people realize and understand if they're going to survive, they must learn how to communicate. So what they did was they took bits and pieces of all of that different tribal language. They combined them together to create one common language they all can use. They name them Gula. It is named after Angola. See, when I tell you I be Gula Geechee, I know who I be. I am because of them. Because they made the journey, I'm here today, and I tell this. Even though the design was for Carolina gold rice, many plantation owners didn't understand rice can't grow in salt water. So they had to opt for other things. So that's why you see some had what they call seal and cotton. You had some that had sugarcane plantation. Boone Hall Plantation here, they first got started up here in 1681. When they first got started here, they had about 85 enslaved here. This here was a brick-making plantation here, and they made bricks here. In a few short years, the enslaved had made more than 4 million bricks by hand. You see the bricks in the cabins behind me? You look at them, you'll see their very shapes and sizes. If you look closely enough, you'll see that many have a fingerprint or a handprint in them. The reason for the very shapes and size, these are reject. These are reject bricks, so they allow them to use them. I always say it don't matter the size of the bricks. The thing that matters is how well you build your foundation. They did a wonderful job. The foundation is still standing today. Done made it. You hear me talk about hurricane, the ancestors, they get happy. You see how the wind pick up? Sometimes I don't say anything because it gets stronger. You have a large percentage of African American culture. They have sickle cell. They're not prone to get malaria. The most important thing there is the ancestors pass along their knowledge. They tell you how to use natural herbs to keep mosquitoes at bay. They tell you about things like sage and rosemary, lemongrass and peppermint. They tell you about the beautyberry bush. The berries are nutritional, you can eat them. The leaves repel mosquitoes. They tell us about elderberry, they are very medicinal, but the leaves repel mosquitoes. They tell you if you don't know anything else, go to the kitchen and get an onion. You can peel the outer layer off and put it in a dish with water, fire. It repels mosquitoes. My grandmother was Cherokee, she called it rabbit tobacco. And it has a sister flower with a yellow pod that you can find at a herbalist. This one here. They have some of the same medicinal benefits. And it's good for asthma, bronchitis, upper respiratory illness, and things like that. However, this one is used a lot of time. It's used as an oil tincture on your skin. The scientific name, helichrysina. It's good for bruises and varicose veins and things like that. Sassafras is highly inflammatory, good for aches and pain. It helps with circulation, so it's like a natural blood thinner. I often tell people if you're already taking a blood thinner, be careful how you consume sassafras because it's very potent. Somebody is crying, Lord, kumbaya. Somebody is praying, Lord, kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya. We chariot coming for to carry me home. Sway low, sweet chariot coming for to to carry me home. When there's water, God's gonna trouble the waters. When they sing that, they wanted them to be alert. Because see, when they got out there, they had to get in the water so that the dog didn't pick up their scent. Don't you look back, you keep going. Because the road of freedom is straight ahead. Oh, you see the lanterns? Don't you look back, you keep moving. Because the whole while she kept encouraging them. Because so many were scared, they were afraid, they wanted to turn back. She kept telling them, oh, Sheila, you stay focused on everything in front of you. Though your journey may be long, the road of freedom is straight ahead. Keep moving.
No photos allowed inside the plantation house. Not even online could I find any. This garden, but those paths don't look like paths that I should be walking on. And look at that huge crepe myrtle tree. This is yarrow. And we've got some cannas back there. And over here we have artichokes. They have gone to seed. They're a member of the thistle family.
These are trimmed so that they will not block this passageway. If their branches were not trimmed, they would go all the way back down to the ground and help support the weight. Spanish moss does not hurt a healthy tree. You might remember the mini-series North and South from the 1980s. It was filmed here.
We have a cotton gin. The seed goes in the hopper out here, and it goes along here, and the gin has circular saw blades with teeth that turn through narrow gaps. The teeth remove the lint from the seeds. The seeds are too big to fit through the gaps and are collected in front of the gin. There's all the teeth that pull the seeds away from the lint. We have some horse stables out in the back. We did see a couple horses, but they evidently have polo matches here occasionally. Some old tractors here. It's called a Farmall. That's McCormick Deering. 1941, it sold for $2,400. The John Deere. It was the first row crop tractor of John Deere, coming from the factory with rubber tires. Very nice large greenhouse here. Anthuriums. Here's a spider plant. I got several of those. The pecan tree. Pecans are indigenous to North America, originating in Texas and northern Mexico. 1955, George Washington planted 25 pecan trees at Mount Vernon. 15,000 pecan trees on 4,000 acres here, making it one of the largest pecan orchards in the world. Beautiful row of old live oak trees with it.
Charleston Harbor is the deepest harbor on the eastern seaboard today. It is 52 feet deep. In colonial times, it was only 17 feet deep. The Army Corps of Engineers has kept this a working harbor, and today, though we don't see them very often, it can handle the largest container vessels in the world.